Mudhama, Mutua, Mwema, Mwendwa, Joroge, Ntete, Tosho, Nyaparo, Zuki, Odongo, Seleyan, Sorope. ECD Diploma Class, Bed, Mneria, Mora, Munyaga, Zembi, Ogutu, Otieno, Yulu, Bena.
Again,
transition from an all-female college to becoming co-educational institution in 1965, and the phasing out of the P2 training in 1983, and now finally the curtain closing on the P1 training shows how Kenya has come a long way in developing education in this country, a key factor in transformation. There are rapid and transformational changes happening in the education sector. The expansion of the technical institutes and vocational training with the creation of the TVETA board and the emphasis on education for greater economic growth, the phasing out of the 844 system and the introduction of the competency-based curriculum initiates a new phase in the development of Kenya. Such major reforms require relevant education that can produce practical impact and improve competence, innovativeness, creativity, and applied skills in varied areas of life. You know, systems, we may be talking of 844 or the competitive CBC and all that, but systems, such as education systems, can only give us a framework within which we can work. It can provide us with the stability and formal order of things. It can also help us to have focus to learning and to teaching. But notice one thing, if we are looking for transformation, the task of imparting values and inspiring personal professional growth is largely dependent on the educators and the learners themselves. Systems may be there, but we must make them work for us. In other words, the systems do not make us or who we are or what we become, but it is up to us to apply that knowledge, the skills, the attitude, and use these as ladders to attain our dreams. Whereas systems can facilitate our growth, only minds that choose to get the best out of a system can achieve transformation. So largely, so long as the environment in which we learn is conducive, the task is up to you to attain that which actually we need to attain for this country. President Moi started out as a P2 teacher. That served to open doors for him, but did not necessarily define who he had to become in life. He did not need P2 to become the president, isn't it? But he used that as a ladder to attain to greater things that he attained in life. You must receive Graduates, you must receive this qualification that you are getting today as a single giant step in life, but you must use it to determine where the step leads next. And the onus is largely on you. Can you tell me what is impossible? You can end up in Harvard, in Cambridge, in Oxford, wherever actually you determine that these small steps will take you, so long as you keep putting one foot ahead of the other and walk not in the wrong direction but in the right direction. I have learned in this life that God puts in our hands different kind of tools for us to use in order to accomplish one thing or another in our lives. Every little thing you have in hand has a purpose, and you need to figure out what purpose it serves and commit it to that purpose to serve towards attaining your dreams in life.
In executing our core mandate, we face a number of challenges. We don't want to call them problems, but we want to say that it has not been very easy. As most of you recognize the change in the college, it has been a big challenge, but we want to believe small changes every day will result to something very big in the future. So I'm saying that having been established in 1958, this college was started in 1958, it has a long history. The infrastructure facilities in the college are quite old. The facilities are also not very favorable to our college students and staff. We have appealed to the Ministry of Education to consider giving the college a facelift with a view of not only making facilities modern, because any time we think of improving, we want to think really very modern all the time. Ours not only modern, but also disability friendly, since I've already said that we host students who are challenged. In handling students with special needs, the college faces challenges such as books and other reference material are not accessible in Braille for learners with visual impairment. That has been one of our biggest challenges, and therefore we must look for methods of supporting the learners who are visually impaired. Then learners with special needs do not have official teacher aid personnel, and therefore during teaching practice, they rely on other students. So we have two students, both of them taking their teaching practice, and one must assist the colleague or the partner. So that is really a big challenge for us, and we are hoping as people clamor for support of people with disabilities, then this is something that we can think about. And I know that is an area of one of our members of the board, other students. However, management has put a lot of effort in improving facilities in the college with the limited funds available. And I note when the chief guest arrived, he said, hey, the college has really changed. You are just sitting next to my chairman, and he is the man behind that. For instance, the college has just completed a student's dining or kitchen, and a motor vehicle garage for 4 buses is nearing completion.
So today, when we emphasize about Machakos Teachers College, having people living with the disabilities, we would want them to get education, because we don't want anybody left behind. This is the position not only for Kenya, but also for Africa. The other thing that we should know is that I am employed by the Kenya government to deal or to fight for the rights of children, for the rights of people living with disabilities, among others. And therefore, even as I'm a member of this board, I represent special interest groups. And one of those groups is the PWDs, as we call them. And every child, everybody in this country has a right to education. It's part of the Bill of Rights. And therefore, I must emphasize that one. And when it comes to the people with the disabilities, we must know they are our brothers, they are our sisters, and they have their own rights that must be respected. They must be allowed to participate in development of this country.
So do you feel enough has been done to cater for that?
Enough. Now, as a member of this institution, Machakos Teachers College, I am even encouraging the principal in a goal of making sure that the environment is good enough for PWDs to be able to walk around without any barriers. So when you walk around Machakos Teachers College, of course we have challenges, but we are trying our very best. When these students were transferred here, not much was done, but the government is doing its best at the moment, and we hope the PWDs will realize their heart desires from where I stand. Yes, thank you.
We have inadequate funds to do infrastructure for the college, but the Board of Management is trying very, very hard to still improve the facilities. And one of the challenges that the college was put up long time ago, 1958. So you can imagine those facilities. So we need a bit of some facelift, and we believe the Ministry of Education would be able to fund that so that we improve the college. However, the Board of Management has done a lot to improve the face of the college. You did realize we have a new gate, which is very beautiful, and many other things that the board has done. Then the other one is that Machakos Teachers College is a unique college in that in addition to teaching the regular students, we also do special needs education, and we have special needs students. This year alone, from the second year class, we have 33 students who are special needs, falling in the category of visually impaired students and also hearing impaired students. And we teach them in an inclusive environment. We teach them together with the other students. We don't teach them as a unit separately. And the reason why we integrate them is to ensure that they are able to learn from the other students and they feel accommodated. They don't feel discriminated. They feel part of the members of this college.
Do you feel maybe technical?
Quality primary school teachers and offer humanities to appreciate the college management, and especially our principal. Just want to appreciate what this lady has done. It's been very just sacrificially. And this is in spite of the challenges that they meet in handling and physical impairment. Currently, out of needs, while in this city we have 4 students. The Ministry of Education has been supportive to our institution.